Question that I want to ask you is regarding the prop firm regulations and all. There's no regulation till now. What do you see the future of the prop firm industry holds?
I mean, certainly should still believe in the prop trading industry as a model. I mean, it is a life-changing model for many, many traders.
Why traders should choose TTT Markets?
On the front end of things, we have a variety of challenges. They're all reliable and sustainable. We aren't doing flashy discounts, 40, 50%. And someone gave me this analogy as well, which I think is interesting, is that I want to view ourselves, TTT Markets, as maybe like the Aston Martin, the Toyota or the Lexus of the car industry.
Disclaimer, this is not financial advice. 99% of traders lose money. Do your own research before making any trading decisions.
Okay, so Archie here. Very much welcome here in our community. Firstly, I would just like to know, how did you get started into this thing? Can you just tell me a little bit about yourself, how did you get into this trading industry and all?
Tenzin, thank you. My name is Archie. I'm the founder of TTT Markets. We're a prop trading firm. And I started off as a trader. So I've seen the full experience. I started off as a trader back when I was 18, and now I'm a prop firm owner. So I've gone through the whole journey. I understand everything about the retail trader and the difficulties, the hurdles. I started off trading with just £500. I think it was back in COVID time. I started off with £500 and then I went on to prop capital. I was trading with some of the leading prop firms. Mm-hmm. And then I launched TTT Markets. So it's been the full journey. It's been the full experience.
Okay. So why did you get started into this prop firm? Why did you build up with this, came up with new prop firm? What make this TTT market different from other prop firms?
Mm. We started TTT Markets back in 2022. Mm-hmm. So I was a trader. I had lots of traders that I was working with. And we were trading with some of the leading prop firms of the day. Back in 2020, 2021, if you were trading back then as well, you'll recall that lots of prop firms came and then lots of prop firms left. Mm-hmm. They joined the market, they left the market, and I personally lost lots of trading capital. At peak, I was funded $1.2 million in prop trading capital. This was before I launched TTT Markets. And I was withdrawing monthly, and suddenly overnight, we lost our capital, me and a lot of traders within inside my community. And that's where the baby and the idea was born to start a prop firm. Okay. Because I didn't want to see that happen. And I felt as though if we had our own business, we could understand the back end, we could understand the risk and how everything worked, that launching a prop firm would be best suited as a sort of safety and security net, if that's how you want to put it. So that's how we started. We started with just our small group of community and traders, and then it's since snowballed and become into something open for everyone to use, everyone in all different markets. So I think that's how it started. We saw the difficulties. We saw prop firms closing down. We saw difficult challenge models. We saw people getting declined their payouts, and we wanted to do something different. And so that's where the idea was born.
Okay, can you tell me which prop firm it was, the one that you are telling you were having the fund that much and that got shut down suddenly? Because I got in my mind, maybe that prop firm I was thinking just.
I was trading with FTMO back in the day, and obviously they're still here. And they're still a brilliant prop trading firm. I was also trading with my Forex funds, and I was also trading with another prop firm called the Prop Trading. They're an Australian-based firm, and I had 400k capital with both of them. And as we know, with my Forex funds, that went down. And the same with the Prop Trading. The Prop Trading also closed their business. So it was quite a big situation, obviously for the prop trading industry, but also personally for me. I lost money there, and it was at that point in time a way of life, trading, getting withdrawals each month. And losing it, you realize the risk. And that's what I wanted to change. I wanted something that's secure, that's stable, that's going to be here for the long term. Everything that we do at TTT Markets is not about the next 6 months or the next year. We're trying to think further ahead than that. My plan is the next 5 years, 10 years, to see and navigate how this industry might evolve.
Okay. Like you said, many prop firms these days, it's popping up from here and there. Now, like many get shut down within just 3 months or something. Like after paying the evolution, like traders pass the challenge, and suddenly one night or one day, like they just inform in the mail that we are shutting down our operation. So
Mhm.
something like that. So what do you say? Like what do you say? Like is there any chance that obviously you are going to say no, but what makes you say that, like can you say why traders should choose TTT Markets?
On the front end of things, we have a variety of challenges.
Mm-hmm.
They're all reliable and sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
We aren't doing flashy discounts, 40, 50%. We are looking after the traders by not providing them things that are too flashy, if that's how you want to put it. I think, and someone gave me this analogy as well, which I think is interesting, is that I want to view ourselves, TTT Markets, as maybe like the Aston Martin, the Toyota, or the Lexus of the car industry. We're not the Lamborghini, we're not the McLaren, we're not the Ferrari, we're not the flashy ones, but at the same time, we're the reliable car and the reliable engine that you can have for, many, many years to come. You're not going to go to the dealership and have to figure out why your car has broken down. And in this instance, why your prop isn't paying you out or why your prop firm is closing.
Okay.
On the other side of things, we've been around since 2022. We've navigated many, many issues within the prop space. The issues with MetaQuotes, we've navigated those. We've now got our St. Lucian FX license so that we can offer MT5 under our own license and label. At the same time, we've also got big reserves and big pockets. We've been in this space for a long time. We have had lots of traders through our evaluations. I think the issue with a lot of the firms that you've mentioned that come and go within the first 3 months or 6 months or 12 months is simply due to undercapitalization, because firms have come along, they've opened, they welcome traders, and then they realize, actually, this is quite a difficult business to get right. The profit margins in the business aren't as attractive as people maybe once thought. Technology costs are quite expensive. You need volume and you need a lot of traders on your platform to be successful. And I think a lot of traders are quite ambitious and think, let's start our own prop firm. And that was the same with me when we started. The space is now different, though. It's more expensive. There are higher barriers to cost, higher barriers to entry, and higher costs. And I think that's the issue, is that people then realize they run out of funds quite quickly unless they have deep pockets. And I think I've seen some other prop owners mention this as well on other podcasts and interviews, that if you're a prop firm trying to start today with, let's say, $10,000 or $20,000, you won't survive. You need to be having hundreds of thousands. And to compete with some of the big players, you do need millions to be able to compete with marketing and infrastructure costs and have a payout buffer. So to answer your question,
Okay. Do you have investors?
we did to begin with. We did. And that was a large part of the business, is that we had capital reassurance and security.
So how many traders do you guys have currently?
Currently, we have around 20,000.
20,000.
So we're not one of the biggest firms, but we're certainly not a small firm by any means. So we have about 20,000 traders.
Okay. You are running TTT Markets. Obviously, like you are running a prop firm, very reputable prop firm. Now, I just want to ask you one question, very direct question. Okay, from the trader's perspective, like I myself is also a trader. How does this prop firm makes money?
A large part of the money, as we know, is the challenge revenue. That is the primary source of income. Challenges coming through the business. And we've actually done something slightly different as well, is we've recently launched our subscription accounts.
Okay.
It's something that I believe is quite innovative and new within the CFD prop space. We've seen it within the future space, but not within the CFD space, where we're actually trying to prioritize long-term profitability for traders, where people can have a cheaper account, but on a subscription basis. So if they fail, they get sent out a new account. If they pass, they're still on the subscription. And in case they fail or blow the funded account, they get a new challenge. So to keep traders within our ecosystem for the long term. But the main way that a prop firm makes money is the challenge-based revenue model. And thereafter, the main focus, as every prop owner is exploring, is how can we maximize the data, the statistics? Can we put traders onto our A-book system and onto a modeling system where trades are copied across? And yeah, as to answer your question, the main source of revenue is the challenge-based model. We have A-booked traders in the past, putting in margin to their accounts and copying them onto the real market. But a large part and pool of the funds is the challenge-based revenue.
Okay, you have 20,000 traders. How many, what is the percent of traders that fail challenge?
So the percentage rate for failure, as we know, is quite high. Hence why we want to introduce things like loyalty programs, subscription-based programs, tier systems where people can stay within the ecosystem for the long term. Because what we see is the traders that stick around within a firm, the ones that maybe go through the challenge phase more than once, more than twice, sometimes on their third or their fourth challenge, that's when they pass and that's when they then succeed. The failure rate is quite high, but it obviously depends on the model. The industry standard model of the two-step challenge is on our platform the hardest, but it's one of the cheaper programs to enter. The one-step challenge we have quite a higher pass rate on, and then we also have instant funding accounts where traders only have to hit a 6% profit target to achieve success. And I know that a lot of your audience is Indian based. They love the instant funding accounts. We have a static drawdown on our instant funding accounts and only a 6% profit target. Traders are hitting those quite frequently. For us, that isn't a challenge that we make most of our revenue from, the instant fundings. For us, it's more that it's also giving back to the trader that's one of our highest payout rate programs. A trader can purchase a $1,000 instant funding account, hit $60, and then receive their funds. So it's quite an easy program to trade. So it depends on the program. Two-step is certainly the lowest. One-step is a bit higher than the two-step, and instant funding is pretty high in terms of success ratio. And we've only just launched the subscription accounts, so we can't yet see the statistics on those, really.
What is the percent of traders that passes the challenge, obviously, and after that you guys start copying their trades in the real market? What is the percent of it? How do you guys decide on it?
The way that we decide is on consistency. And to run back onto what your previous question was in terms of the trader's money going into the prop firm's pool and system, it only becomes a conflict of interest, as we discussed earlier, if the prop firm doesn't have much capital. If the prop firm doesn't have much capital and they don't want to pay out a trader, that is an issue. But if, like a brokerage, the firm is very liquid, it has lots and lots of money, one trader doing very well is a benefit for the firm. It's not a hindrance. We want to prove that the system and the product works. We want to showcase that. And I think traders do understand that as well, is that they have to go with the bigger firms to secure their payouts and ensure their payouts. You need to be going with a firm that has lots of liquidity. And as you were saying, what percentage of traders then end up going onto an A-book system? I think with a brokerage, it's even easier and more straightforward because the user's deposit can be used towards margin and sent to a liquidity provider, let's say. With a prop firm, that's slightly different, right? Because someone's maybe trading in a $100,000 account and they've maybe only spent $500 on that. And let's say they've got $8,000 worth of drawdown. So the firm has to be quite selective on who they choose. But we have copied across successful traders before onto a margin account. And typically those are the people from trading backgrounds, people that have got lots of experience within trading, and people that risk very little. They're not the people that are going for the big home runs often. The ones that are trying to flip accounts or go very aggressive with accounts and maybe doing 2 or 3% risk per trade. They're the ones typically that are building into positions, 0.25% risk on a trade. And going back to it, it's a very small percentage of traders that end up being on an A-book system because of how difficult it is to be consistently profitable long term. But we do have traders that are there. And those are the traders especially that we want to look after and we want to see succeed long term because they're a benefit for us, the firm, as well.
So Now, next question that I want to ask you is regarding the prop firm regulations and all. You know that like a prop firm came to industry like this industry is almost decades ago now. Now there's no regulation till now. Prop firms are coming and going, coming and going. Just a lot of frauds and all happening. Where do you see? What do you see the future of the prop firm industry holds? You know, like is it stable? You know, like, should the traders believe in the prop firm things and all?
I mean, certainly should still believe in the prop trading industry as a model. I mean, it is a life-changing model for many, many traders. And I think it's far more future-based than the brokerage model, which is quite old and outdated now. In terms of the prop, obviously they're catching up in terms of regulation, I think. And I've spoken to a lot of owners on this issue as well. And it was actually spoken about quite widely at the London prop trading event a few weeks ago, that technology providers and some firms have taken initiative and gone to regulators. But I think the main thing that the regulators are focused on right now is crypto and other issues. I think prop trading is one of the least on their radar as such in terms of what they need to regulate. But I think regulation will be a great thing for the space. We, in terms of TTT Markets, are already focused as though we do have regulation. We're doing AML, anti-money laundering. We are also doing KYC, knowing your customer in terms of proof of address, proof of identity, making sure there's no KYC fraud, making sure that people say they are who they are. At the same time, we have great terms and conditions, and in terms of execution on the trading platforms, we're looking after the trader. We aren't, abusing the trader with slippage and spreads that are ridiculous. Some firms are doing that, and those are typically the firms that have also gone down. At the same time, I think the main thing with regulation will be capital and proof of reserves, similar to the insurance business or the brokerage business. Here in the UK with the FCA, it's very strict. You have to prove that you have enough capital to enter into that business model. And I think that was the issue with 2024. With lots and lots of prop. I don't know if you saw, but personally for me on Instagram, on Facebook, I was inundated with new prop firms popping up every other minute and then going down 3, 4, 5 months later. And I think that was largely due to capital. This is quite a low profit margin business model if run correctly. And at the same time, it is also a very expensive business. You have to have deep pockets. With regulation, to go back onto that, I therefore see that regulation will be, you need to prove that you have enough capital to be offering prop trading services within this region or this region. I don't see it being that regulators are going to come along and say, you can only offer this trading challenge type and model. I don't see that being a thing that they could regulate. I think that would be a very hard thing to regulate. How can you, regulate, you can only offer a 2-step challenge rather than a 1-step challenge or an instant funding. You can't do this, you can do that. I think that'd be quite difficult. But I certainly see, to look after the trader, you need to have $500,000 in the bank account or $1 million in the bank account. You cannot be operating unless you have this much money with this many traders. And maybe that's the way that the industry will go. But who knows? It is early days. I am only speculating, so it's not necessarily going to be that way. But if I was to see regulation coming in tomorrow, I think that would also wipe out a lot of bad actors and a lot of bad players, because typically those are the ones that are undercapitalized and start this business with too little and then can't sustain these practices ethically, and they're doing immoral things to the traders.
Okay, let's moving to the TTT markets. How many payouts you have met till now? And what was the highest payout that the TTT markets have met?
Sure. We've been operating for quite some time now, and we've paid out $2.5 million to date. Okay. Which we're immensely proud of. It's giving back a lot to the talented traders within our ecosystem. I mean, even just last week, last week and the week before, we've paid out $33,000 to one trader individually from the Czech Republic. And he was on a 500K account. So we've just launched and rolled out some USPs in terms of TTT Markets to other firms, that we do also offer larger account sizes to traders. So Some traders are absolutely adoring that they can trade on some big account sizes. So we're also seeing that, some traders are really doing very, very well. I mean, $33,000 in a payout is pretty unreal across a few payouts. That was, that's amazing to see, and I'm very pleased that we can offer and do that. And I think a small firm or a firm that hasn't been here since 2022 or 2023 or grown very quickly wouldn't be able to do that. So we're very very proud of that. And yes, $2.5 million to date, and $33,000 just last week to one trader.
Okay, single trader, right? What if if the trader makes a very huge payout request just by because like $100,000, like hardly they have to pay like $500 just to get that account. On the same challenge now, like if he is making like 33,000 profit, 33,000 payout request, so as a prop firm, like how do you see this? Is it a proud moment, or is it like kind of a pain, like painful to you, the prop firms, like just to like we have to shell out this much money to the trader who have just paid us $500 now? Like how do you see that thing?
It's a very proud moment. When it comes to trader success, that's what we want. That is what the product is there for, to serve the trader, the undercapitalized trader who wants to make profits and who wants to succeed. And $33,000 to most people is a life-changing amount of money. Thankfully, to a prop trading firm that has been around for a long time, that's very liquid, that isn't a lot of money. And so that's the angle that we come at it from, is that we have sustainable models. We have very good risk checks that we do in terms of our team. They're going through the accounts, making sure that we have no abusers or cheaters within the system, within the platform. And if traders succeed because of pure talent and pure skill, and they've predicted the market as they have expected, then that is very, very much congratulated. We're not, it's not a bittersweet situation where we're upset because we've already allocated money towards payouts. Who it goes on, how much it goes on, it doesn't matter. The model is successful. So if a trader comes in and withdraws with us for 12 months, we're proud. We're very proud. And we might actually look to A-book that trader, put margin into their account and actually have them trade on the real market. If a trader comes along, does very, very well once or twice, that's fine as well. It makes no difference to us because we have allocated capital aside for payouts from the get-go.
Okay. So like, can you tell me like, is there any like example or like instances like where like a trader have made a very good profit and like you have found out that trader have breached some kind of rule before making that profit? Like many times happens, like prop firms kind of like, I won't say excuse, it may be legit reason as well. They say for example trader have made a $20,000 profit now, and just giving vague reasons, like reasons they say, like a prop firm will say like you have done the copy trading or something like this is the rule which you haven't followed and something like that. So have you guys ever had to do something like that?
Across 20,000 traders that we now have, there are obviously within any business a few bad actors which unfortunately are trying to take advantage of the model or the system, or they are doing KYC fraud and they're signing up with several different account IDs and trying to hedge their accounts and pass that way or get payouts that way. We have seen that, and thankfully we do have good tools and a very good development team that can try and spot those things earlier before a payout is due. So we tend to have those issues and those cases resolved before it gets to a point of they have a $20,000 withdrawal that they've requested that then gets denied. So for us, it's not a case of reactive. We are trying to be proactive in terms of sorting out issues before they arise. A lot of firms, and I think some of the other owners have mentioned this as well, I'm not sure if you've seen, there were lots of cheaters and abusers trying to hedge accounts across the last year in particular. And we have also noticed that, and a lot of traders have been paid through those methods, but we have tried to navigate those with tools, with AI, and with systems that prevent that. But in general, if a firm is healthy and a firm has a good pool of liquidity, they don't need to deny payouts for silly reasons or hidden rules or shady rules. They will pay the trader. And so we haven't got any instances in particular where we have ever denied a payout for anything that is not valid. There is no valid reason. We always pay. That is the point of the product. And so we have always provided very, very clear evidence to anyone. And 99.9% of the times, the trader does understand that they're in the wrong. They've either breached a rule or they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing. So we don't have any of those major issues. Hence, we're not on Twitter, with massive wild allegations against us, like you sometimes see with other firms.
Obviously. Like, how long does it take? Like, if I make the payout request today, like how long?
So if you were to make, we do payouts every week on a Wednesday. So that's the way that we've run it, and we find that to be the most effective. That traders submit their withdrawal requests by Monday evening. Mm-hmm. So this payout cycle has come and gone, and then they get their withdrawal on the Wednesday. That gives us then a day and a half to check through the account, make sure everything's okay, withdraw the funds from the trading account, and send out the funds to the trader on the Wednesday, and they can then continue trading from Wednesday onwards. So that's the process and the withdrawal times that we try to do.
Okay, what are the payout methods that is available to you?
So right now we have Bankwire, we have crypto, we have card. Those are the standardized ones that people want. Also, we have Wise, we have Revolut, we have PayPal. So we believe that those are the most widely accepted ones and the ones that people want most.
Does TTT Markets have the Indian traders?
We have plenty of Indian traders. We have lots of Indian traders.
Lots of Indian. Okay, like how many of them are successful in your platform?
I mean, India is one of the fastest growing areas and regions that we have growth now on TTT Markets. We started off mainly for the UK and the European market, and we've expanded that massively in terms of partnering and connecting with groups and mentorships and universities and things like that within the UK. In terms of India, we've mainly started focusing on Indian traders within the last handful of months, 3-4 months. And we've actually seen massive growth, and it's very exciting. And I would say a lot of the Indian traders are very successful. Credit to the Indian traders and the Indian community, very, very successful. As I mentioned earlier, the instant funding program that we have is the most popular one for the Indian community in terms of price, cost effectiveness, straight to the point. You don't have to go through these challenge models. And I mean, even just this week, we've had several traders withdraw on their 1K, 2K, 5K instant funding accounts. And they're very, very successful. It's really exciting to see.
Do you guys have any facility for Indian traders? As we know, most of the traders don't have the international payment system. So their card gets rejected and all. Like, what kind of options do you have, alternate options for the traders who are applying the funding in TTT Markets from India?
The main way that we have, obviously, is the credit card system, the debit card system. As you mentioned, not every Indian trader has that. Crypto as well. We see a lot of Indian traders trade and purchase their challenges through crypto and therefore get paid out with crypto. And that is, as we know, the cheapest way and the fastest way of purchasing challenges and also withdrawing. It's the quickest. On Wednesday, it's with you on Wednesday, whereas sometimes with bank, you have a 1 or 2 day rollover because of, different countries or different bank accounts. But we don't necessarily have any local payment processors for the Indian community as of yet. I think you mentioned when we started the call UPIs or those as well. We don't necessarily have any of those yet, but we're definitely open to it. I mean, if you have some suggestions for us after the call, we're keen to explore that.
Any kind of discounts or something that you want to give for our community? Any kind of giveaway accounts?
Of course, if you want a few giveaway accounts, we can arrange that. I mean, something like 5K accounts we can give away to the community, and we can also do a 10% discount code. 10%. We'll set that up after the call, and we can put that in the description for traders.
Sure. So make sure to check out the descriptions and description for the discount coupon and the best link that is that you can get on the description. And regarding the giveaway, just comment down like TTT Markets or anything like any kind of review that you want to share regarding this TTT Market prop firm, and we'll just randomly shuffle that comment and just give away, like just decide the winners. 5 winners will win the 5K account, right? Okay, 5K
Yeah, we'll do that.
account. Okay. So now let's just wrap up this meeting. What is the last words or something that you want to tell to the traders who is watching this video?
Last words. TTT Markets will be here within the next 5 to 10 years. If you want to join a flashy firm, you can do, by all means. But we will be here for the long term. We've paid out 2.5 million to date. I want to be as transparent a business and owner as possible. And we want to have the best conditions for traders. We want to have the best challenges for traders, and we want to be as transparent and sustainable for traders as possible. That's what I would say to wrap up.
Okay. Thank you very much, Archie, for joining in this meeting. And thank you who are watching this video. Like we said, make sure to check out the description for the giveaway and discount. Thank you very
Tenzin,
much.
thank you.